Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on Chart Talk on the 5th of May at 7:05 in the morning London time. And the chart in front of us is June RBOB, and it's a market leading contract, and it's going to give us a few clues. The key yesterday was that we held the 5 and 8 day moving averages on the dip, which is the hallmark of an uptrend, albeit a fledgling one, and that we moved and closed over the 13-day moving averages on Brent, WTI and RBOB. RBOB had already been above its 13-day and was giving early warning signals of upwards intent. And yesterday's price action here, you can see it bumping up against 82.72 and trying to break out, was also evidence of pent-up upside energy. The move overnight has taken us higher, and the hints for that were A, holding the 5 and 8s yesterday, B, moving over the 13s on the key leading contracts, and RBOB's general behaviour. Now, the market looks like we're going to push higher. There are targets higher across the board, and more of those specifically in a minute, but it looks like a breakout's taking place. This is valid whilst above 82.72 on RBOB. I would not be at all surprised to see that level challenged today, early on, as we cool off in the morning. Highly likely that we actually breach it. It's not that far below the market, 150 points or so. But don't be wrong-footed by that. I suspect we will close over 82.72 tonight. And so long as the 5-day moving average here, the red line, at around 79.40 holds, there's nothing wrong with this break to the upside. The only thing is that in order to maintain the targets higher, and a lot of them are being hit at the moment, in order to maintain the targets higher, we need to really stay above 82.72. But as I say, don't be too concerned by intraday dips, which are likely to be temporary, below it. The target on RBOB is to 89.75. You may remember this number. It's the 2016 low. Do not underestimate the importance of a move and close over there later if that occurs in the next couple of days. 89.75 is an important pivot, being the 2016 low, and above it would be bullish. Now moving on to the individual contracts after RBOB and WTI. It has a target higher to 21.48.64. There's the 21.64, there's the 21.48, the 21-day. If we stay over here, we've got a target higher on the next leg up from moving average to 23.11 area, 23.09, the 34-day moving average. If we're to close over there, we're running on and up, and it's a very real chance of even getting up to the 55-day. Message here is we've hit the target to 21.48.64. We've moved over. Next target is 23.09, but we need to stay over 21.64 for that. Note how we held very close to the 5-day moving average yesterday, which was positive. Brent, not very different. Note how it held the 5-day beautifully yesterday, pushed up and challenged its 27.93 level, has moved over here and has a target to 28.88, the 21-day moving average, which it's hit over there, and the next target is 29.71. Don't be surprised by a move back below 27.23 at some point today. Although this is a key support, it doesn't matter if it's just breached intraday. So long as the 5-day holds at 26.59, the momentum higher is to the upside. Let's just get rid of that little green arrow. Heating oil, equally positive. Closed just below its 13-day, but overnight has moved over and has a target to 84.87. Now it's hit that pretty much close to, with a high at 84.31, but 84.87, again, you may remember, is the 2016 low. If we're over there, that would add to the bullishness that's developing at the moment, and it would, apart from anything else, it would give us a target to around 86.32, then 88.40. The upside is maintained whilst above the 5-day moving average around 80.92 area. Note positive stochastics across the board. Gas oil, the right-hand chart, is held its 8-day moving average perfectly on the dip, a key ingredient for a development of an uptrend, has moved over all its short-term moving averages and now has a target higher to around 247.25, the continuation 21-day moving average, this little turquoise line on the left-hand chart. It's got a positive stochastic and is looking like it's pushing higher. The message is clear. We're breaking up to the upside, and this immediate upside is maintained whilst above 82.72 on our bob. We're hitting targets on most contracts as we talk, and so don't be surprised by a shying away period of a few hours as the market cools down a little bit. The 60-minute charts at the moment in a minute will illustrate that. But if we move over the targets that have been hit and then close over, we've got another leg higher. This looks like the beginning of a breakout, and this is maintained whilst above 82.72 on our bob. Again, don't be surprised by intraday dips below that. They are unlikely to last that long. Now, if we just look at a little bit of structure, red deck on WTR, breaking to the upside, held the 5 and 8, again a mirror image of the flat price, and it looks like it's making its way to the 34 and 21 day moving average up at around minus 410. However, look to the left and you can see the 60-minute chart is well overcooked. Don't be surprised by a brief pullback today. In the next few hours, the London morning, we could easily see a correction back lower. But so long as the 13-day at minus 504 is maintained, there's nothing wrong with this break to the upside. And a close over 450 tonight would be positive and suggest a hit of the 21 and 34-day moving averages around minus 410. The red deck on Brent, not very dissimilar, already hitting targets higher at minus 458 and minus 442, the 21 and 34-day moving average. If we move over there, the next target is 347. The 60-minute chart is a bit overcooked, so don't be surprised by dips, but I suspect those dips would be absorbed. Now, if we look at the 60-minute chart on Brent, well overcooked. Don't be surprised by a pullback in the next 2 or 3 hours. It's got a little bit ahead of itself, and this is also true of RBOB, which actually is flying around, although a bit spiky in the last few minutes. Don't be surprised if there is a pullback, but I think being short at the moment is highly dangerous, and I suspect will be not too attractive to too many people. But there will be, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a cooling off period in the next 2 or 3 hours. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.